All right, guys, I'm back on live. So it it froze on me. So I just bear with me for a second. I'm trying to figure out something here because everybody's all right. I'm live now. So all right, let's get back into what we were talking about. Let's get back into what we were talking about. So if you're there, just type something. If you can hear me, if everything is working fine this time, let me know, and we will go over everything again. Start from the beginning. Um, Open carry in Florida. That's what we're going to talk about today. I see people are tuning back in. All right. So, with that being said, let me go through some of the disclaimer again, just to make sure people understand what's going on. The disclaimer is welcome back to BP Armory 10 and a new topic that arise and things that we're going to go through in the next couple of hours or in the next couple of weeks. I am not a lawyer. I do not work for any law firm. I'm just giving you the information from my own perspective, my knowledge of dealing with firearms and so forth. So if you do need any legal advice whatsoever, please feel free to contact an attorney or a law firm. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a attorney or anything of that sort. Okay, I do not work for anyone, and so be it. Anyway, let's get into the open carry situation. All right. Um, as far as the open carry is concerned, the bill was struck down 1987, if I'm not mistaken. They banned Florida from anyone having access to open carry a firearm. In that sense, we only had what you call concealed carry. So we were able to carry our firearm concealed. Concealed meaning covered under our garment or our clothes. Um, we still do have that option to conceal carry. They voted on this open carry law on the 10th of September 2025. Okay, and as of midnight tonight, the law goes into effect. Okay, the law goes into effect where anyone can openly carry a firearm. Um, there's restrictions though for prohibit people that are not able to own or carry a firearm. And these people are minors, convicted felons, are people that are have any form of domestic violence pending in the court against them, and and so forth. Those are the people that are not allowed to own a firearm, carry a firearm, or be around a firearm. Okay. There is places that you cannot carry, even though you may have a concealed permit or you may have the option to open carry. With that being said, um, with that being said, these places are private business, polling station, bars that serve more than 50% of alcohol in the establishment, detention facilities, courthouse, airport, or one of those places that you cannot carry, or any establishment that posted their policy. Okay? Just remember, their policy is not the law. It's just their policy. It does not trump the law at all. But if you do walk into any establishment and someone asks you to leave and go leave the property with the firearm because they're not comfortable or whatever the case may be, then you have the option to go put your firearm away. You have to do so because now it becomes a trespassing with a deadly weapon or a firearm, which is a misdemeanor that could turn into a felony if they write you a citation for trespassing with a deadly weapon. Okay? I have a few people that's asking questions here. Let me see. The question is, are there any regulation on the type of firearm that you can carry? For instance, size. Okay. There's no regulation on the type of, I think there is regulation, Leah. I think there's regulation on the type of firearm where we as civilians, we can only have what you call semi-automatics. A full auto, you have to have a what you call a class 3 license. Class 3 license to own a full auto. To own a full auto. Let me see. I have a whole bunch of text message coming in here because it was frozen on me and people are asking me questions. Um, they're asking me some questions. I'm just trying to drop it in the chat. All right, I'm not going to pay my phone any mind now. All right, let me get back to what Leah asked. Okay. Okay, she said, okay, thank you. So does that answer your question, Leah? Type yes if it does. Are you hearing me loud and clear? I'm not frozen anymore. All right, so let's get into. All right, so when carrying openly in Florida or any place that you choose to. Okay, yes, Leah, I hear you. Any place that you choose to carry openly, just remember training is necessary for you to handle that firearm in a safe manner. Okay? I'm going to show you what retention and what level of holsters you can use to openly carry a firearm. We all know what we use already for concealment. All right? So the open carry holster is a little bit different. I have a level 2 on the table here. I have a level 2 on the table here. All right? And I also have a level 3 right here. All right, let me unbox the level 3 because I was waiting on it yesterday and it came in today. So it may look big and bulky, right? It may look big and bulky, but this is what a level 3 is. It goes through the belt loop. I can't at like 75-degree off the body, all right? It's cant a little bit if you can tell. Look where the loop is and look where the what's the name is. So this part here literally goes over the back of the gun itself, and it's on a pedal. So you go like this and it flicks down. So that's level 3. It flicks down. It protects the firearm from jumping out. There you go. In a few minutes, I will demonstrate how to firearm, and it locks in there. Okay? So just so we clear, I have a firearm on the table here. It's empty. There's no bullet around. When handling a firearm, please be responsible and please be safe. Okay? So this is how it looks. All right? This is how it looks right here. And then you bring this part over. So it locks the firearm into place. See? No one can come behind you and snatch it out if you openly carry it. It's protected. Remember now, carrying an open situation, the bad guy, some bad guys are going to test you, some are just going to look at you and walk away. So just be mindful of the places you go, and it's called situation awareness. You press the paddle, it goes down, you press the little paddle here, and it releases the firearm. It locks in, securely fastened. No one can get it out but you. Okay? So that's the level 3 retention holster. All right, we have someone here. What holster is the best option for handgun, a firearm, level 2 or level 3? The choice is yours. King, the choice is yours. You have on the outside range, you may want to use a level 2 or a level 3, depending on the individual. If you don't want to, the restriction for open carry setting, I would choose a level 3. That's the best option that I would choose for me. Hold on one second. Someone is sending me a message because it was frozen. BP Armory 10. Let me. I'm just sending a message so people can get back on it, because there was a lot of people that was there and it got frozen. So everybody just took off. Everybody ran away. So any other questions there before we get into everything? I show you what a level 2 is. I show you what a level 3 is. So I'm keeping them close by because I know other people are going to want to ask more questions about it or see what a level 3 is if they don't know what a level 3 is or they don't know what a level 2 is. I think I'm shaking the table here. Let me go here so I don't shake the table. Okay, how many states and what states does or do not allow open carry? Question is, we have 46 different states, 46 states that allow you to open carry your gun, and you have basically 5 that doesn't allow open carry. Those states are Illinois, California, which is California's top of the list, New York, New Jersey, I would say New Jersey too, Washington, D.C., Maryland, as far as I know, and the other one is District of Columbia. Okay, so the District of Columbia, those are the states that do not allow open carry. Some of those states don't even give out concealed weapons. Okay? Some of those states don't give out concealed weapons. All right, next question. Let me see. Next question. What type of carrying do you recommend for women? Oh, that is very good. I was going to touch on that subject right there because it's a unique question. And I have the answer here for you. Question about women. Women struggle to carry. if you think about it, because women even struggle to carry conceal because of placement. So most women would tend to purse carry, meaning carrying their purse and not on their body. Okay, because sometimes they probably want to, they're not going to trade their Louis Vuitton dress for open carry situation or to conceal carry a firearm. Some women will have that kind of concealment under their bra or a belly band, or they'll pocket carry or purse carry. Most women do not like to conceal carry as far as on their persons itself, right? And most women open carry only when they're outside on the range or going to an outdoor range. What kind of carrying or leg carry is something else? Leg carry could be an option if the firearm is a small, compact firearm. All right. So that's on the woman basis for a woman carrying. But very good question. Very good question, Malachi. Oh, that was Leah. It was Malachi. I was reading it wrong. Okay. I've seen the funny pack. Fanny pack. Okay. Look, it gets you to carry back. Concealed carry purse. Have you seen or heard of it? Yes, I have seen. I've heard of it. I've seen and heard about a lot of things when it comes to women and carrying. Trust me, I've seen it all. Nothing surprised me anymore. But the good thing about it is they're able to carry. Because if you think about it, someone that wants to do someone bodily harm, they're not going to look on a man and attack them physically unless they're not in the right mind or sound mind. They will look at a female as easy prey, easy target. But please don't, because some of these women out here, they don't play. They do not play at all. I think 90%, or I would say 50% of women now are carrying a firearm for self-defense purpose. Okay? They're not going out looking trouble, but they will protect themselves if it comes to that point. All right? So please be mindful, be careful, and be safe. All right? Women carrying in their purse, yeah, hold on to that purse for dear life, because if someone snatches that purse, now you just armed the bad guy. All right? Let me see what are the thoughts if you open carry and somebody else is open carrying the wrong way, looking for a problem. Ooh, that's a sticky one. Why would somebody be looking for a problem? I don't know. If you see someone carrying and you're carrying and they're looking for a problem, please just kindly step away and retreat, because a gunfight is not a nice thing. You have a whole bunch of things you have to answer for. Give me 1 second. You have a whole bunch of problems that can come that way. All right. So just be mindful. If you see someone carrying and you're carrying and you're looking for a problem and they're looking for a problem, just walk away, step away, retreat. All right. Um, the question is being asked to me: am I going to open carry? I may open carry. It depends on what I'm doing or where I'm going. As many people already know, I am a firearms instructor. I go to and from the range with guns. So if I'm teaching a class, I may open carry, or I may choose to exercise my right openly. But on a personal level, if I'm just out and about or going about my business, then I can just conceal, because you still have that option to conceal. You still have the availability to conceal. Um, yes and no. Open carry can be a tedious situation where you expose your gun to the bad guy. They may want to attempt to disarm you first. If they are out looking for trouble or they decide that they're going to rob an establishment that you're there, they might want to come at you first to make sure you don't get in their way of handling their business. Someone dropped a chat here. Let me see. David, okay. Okay, so I just got on here about 10 minutes ago. No, you don't know before. I want to know what's the most important thing to know about the rules of open carry pertaining to Florida law. Okay, the rules pertaining to Florida law. Um, David, Naldo, I think I know who that is. That's a very good question, Naldo. Um, Now I'm going to answer your question to the best of my ability. As far as the open carry law, pertaining to the open carry law in Florida, there's places that you cannot go and there is restrictions when it comes to openly carrying a firearm. Take it into consideration that your concealed permit that you have to conceal your firearm, there's rules and restriction that applies to that also. With the open carry situation, some of those rules apply according to where you can and cannot carry is polling station, right? Um, Courthouse, some municipal parks, not sure which one it is, private business, government polling station where people vote, bars that serve more than 50% of their business has to do with alcohol, courthouse, airport. Those are restrictions that govern under the law is 790-06. That's the ruling. That's the code that you can find those information. That's the law that is governed under. Um, if you're in a restaurant and you decide that you want to consume alcohol, which is weird to me, you can sit at the table that they serve dinner and consume alcohol, but not too much, with a firearm concealed. But openly, I'm not sure about that situation. But I know before, if you have a concealed permit, you can consume alcohol while at the dinner table, but you cannot be sitting at the bar where they serve over the counter hard liquor. That part is kind of weird to me. I don't know who came up with that law, but that's the law itself. Okay. Thank you for joining in, Ainsley. Schools, you cannot carry in school ground. Those are restricted areas. And that's one of the restricted area. I may not have mentioned that because they want to restrict people from having access to guns in schools, and that's the law. Until something is being done about that, that law stands for now. Malls, okay. A mall is a public setting where anyone can just openly walk into a mall. They may have a sign posted on the door that no guns are allowed, but it's just the mall policy. Okay, it's not the law. You can have your gun. You can bring your gun with you wherever you go in the mall. If someone that owns the mall asks you to leave and you choose not to, then they can call the police, write a trespass against you, and now it becomes a misdemeanor wherein you're being trespassed with a firearm, and it can turn into a felony. And that's what you don't want. You can retreat to your car and put the firearm away, or you can leave the establishment totally. Okay? Any other questions? Just feel free to throw anything at me. All right? So that's the question I just answered. Schools and malls. School is a no-no. The mall, no. You can carry in a mall. There's no restriction when it comes to the mall. Okay? All right. Did I answer your questions? All right. Let me see. All right. So as we were talking, when you do carry a firearm openly, be mindful of your situation, and it's called situation awareness. So you don't want to go into a public setting like when, in other words, you cannot carry a gun openly at a concert, a large sporting event, or anything of that sort. So those are one of the restrictions that they put on the open carry or concealed carry. You're not allowed to carry a gun at any betting or sporting event at all. All right? Any professional sporting event. All right? Um, when you do carry openly, please, please, it's imperative that you know this. Keep your hands off that firearm. Do not rest your hand on the firearm, because people see you resting your hand on that firearm, carrying it openly. They may feel threatened. They may feel anxious. They may feel intimidated, and they may feel nervous. Anxiety might kick in, and then they may call the police and say, "Hey, you're in a threatening manner," or so forth. Keep your hands free from that firearm at all time. All right? Just be mindful. People are afraid of what they don't know. All right? Any other questions? All right. So I am going to give you a scenario, or I'm going to tell you a little story or a little incident that happened to me quite a while back, roughly around maybe 10 years ago or 12 years ago, I should say. Um, I it wasn't, we weren't granted an open carry then. We had a conceal still. So I got out the car. I had my gun on me. I got out the car and buckled my seatbelt. So I stopped at what is it called? Blockbuster to rent a DVD. There's a guy standing outside. Granted that when I got out the car, I unbuckled my seatbelt. Now the gun of my handle was showing. He took off running. For some reason, I don't know why he did what he did. He took off running. Um, and there was a police station right around the corner. I'm in Blockbuster walking around to find a DVD to have a movie night with the family. Um, when I looked, I saw 4 police officers open the door. And when you open the door and you hear the bell goes off, you have no choice but to look. Anyway, I saw 4 of them came in. I was at the back of the store, and they started to circle me. One went that way, one went that way, one's coming straight towards me, and one took an angle. And they all had their hands on their guns. So when I saw that, I froze. I put my hands up, and I said, "I'm in no threat to anyone at this present time. But just to let you guys know that I'm carrying a concealed firearm. I don't know what happened, and I saw you guys coming towards me with your hands on your gun. Please do not shoot. I'm a legal gun owner. I have my permit in my back pocket." And they said, "Why would you say that?" So I said, "Because when I got out my car outside, apparently my seatbelt flickered my shirt over the gun handle, and someone saw my gun and took off. When I realized what happened, I pulled my shirt down to cover my shirt. Now, if this had happened at this present time, when we have this open carry law tomorrow, it wouldn't have been a problem. No one could have said anything. No one would have tried to do anything. No one would have reported it. But back then, we had an open carry situation that was banned, and you're only able to conceal. So now that my firearm was exposed, I could have got into some form of trouble, which would fall under the classification of branding. Okay, not that I was intent to use it to arm anyone or whatsoever, but because the handle of my gun was showing, I could have got into some serious trouble and legal troubles. At this present time, tomorrow, if that should ever happen, I will be covered. And that's the reason why I like this open carry law. It takes away all those restrictions and those pending legalities. You know what I mean? Someone asked a question here. What about state line? Okay. State line. If you have, we also have what you call permitless carry. We live in a permitless carry state, so you don't need a permit to carry a firearm anymore. With that being said, though, it's a gray area for you to cross over state line with your firearm. Okay? It's easier you get that concealed permit that lifts those restrictions and you won't get into trouble. As I said before, it's called reciprocity. Once you are a resident of Florida and you obtain a concealed permit license to carry a firearm, then you are able to travel outside of Florida with that firearm and carry that firearm as you see fit. All right. Next question. What if you were charged but not convicted of a felony? Can you purchase a gun? That's a very good question. I don't see the reason. If you were convicted, what if you were charged but not convicted? Okay, if you were charged with a misdemeanor and there's no conviction, you can purchase a firearm. Yes, you can. You're able to. Okay. Okay, Leah, I see you. I see you. Any other questions? Anybody else wants to join the live? Feel free to do so. Let me send out a text because I messed up the first live. It froze on me and then, oh, hell break loose. So let me see if I can do this. All right, so people are joining back in. Let me see if I can drop the link again just to make sure. Let me share it with these people. All right. And go from there and see what. All right, guys. Any other questions? Let me see if anybody jumps up. Okay, there's one here. At work, going train. Ainsley, what did you say? At work, go and try and C9 back on. I don't get it. So, all right, Ainsley, retype your question for me so I can clarify what you're trying to say. I could not make out it. I said at work. Okay, you're at work. Okay, I get it. I understand. Now I see it. You're at work and you're trying to go back on. Okay. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the support. So 9. Okay, if you expose a firearm and people are going to be afraid of new things. The law enforcement are well versed or they've been told to look out for certain things and be mindful that people have the right to open carry. I've spoken to quite a few of my law enforcement friends, and they are well aware of what's about to happen at midnight starting tonight and tomorrow. So they are taking the necessary steps to make sure that everything runs smooth. But not everything is going to run smooth. Trust me. There are going to be people, stupid people that do stupid stuff. As I said again, be careful. All right. All right. So it's okay. I have you. Okay. So someone asks a question: is it okay to have your gun in the car if you're at a soccer field or if you're at the park? Yes, it's okay. Your car is considered your private property. So you can have your firearm inside of your car. Some parks you're allowed to walk outside concealed or open carry. I'm not sure of those parks. I think they're like municipal parks. So there's some form of restriction when it comes to parks. Okay. So just be mindful, but you can have your gun inside your car because that's your own personal property. And you can protect yourself in your personal property, having your firearm and so forth. Now, if you want to have the gun openly in the car, you can. It doesn't have to be in a holster or anything. It could be just between the seats. It's your private property. No one can have access to it. But you wouldn't want to leave your gun unattended in an open setting like that for anyone to walk by your car and see the gun, break the window, and take that gun away. Also, you can have a rifle. It does not have to be in a bag, but you can have a sling on the rifle, or you can have the rifle sit on the car or on the seat or wherever it may be. It's still an open carry situation, and the law does not give you a hard time with it. Okay? All right, so you can have your gun in your car in the park. Okay, Devon here. Let me see what Devon said. What are the requirements, step I would need to take in order to open carry? The steps are: be mindful of where you go, follow the rules of engagement, be well versed in the law because you're going to be asked questions and you have to be able to answer them effectively and efficiently. So, know the laws of your state if you decide to exercise the open carry. Okay. So, with that being said, remember I said when you do open carry, do not touch that firearm at all. Because if you do touch the firearm, then it's a form of intimidation if someone wants to make it a problem. Okay? So you keep your hands free from your gun at all times. If you open carry and they don't see a badge like your law enforcement, it shouldn't be a problem. Some people are going to get in their feelings. As I said, some people are going to be anxious. Some people are going to state of depression. Some people are going to, what I mean, they're just going to freak out. You have the right to open carry. So just be calm and be cordial. Okay? So, with that being said, just make sure you know the law and make sure you're well versed and know how to protect yourself. All right? And keep your head on a swivel if you decide to open carry. Don't arm the bad guy. A level 3 holster is recommended, or a level 2 holster. A level 2 holster is just the retention with the gun trigger guard is locked in the holster. That's a level 2. A level 3, again, let me show you. This is a level 2. Okay? Devin, this is a level 2 holster. This is a level 3. Let me remove the gun from there so you can see it. This is a level 3. Now, there's 3 different steps. The retention, the trigger lock on it, right here, the pedal, you press the pedal, it comes out. And then you have what you call a beaver tail lock. So, or a slide lock, it goes over the slide itself. I'm gonna demonstrate. Safe gun, again, no magazine, no bullets, right? It goes in here and it locks in. You heard that audible click? That's a level 3 retention holster. So no one can literally come behind you and pull this firearm out or get it away from you or disarm you or whatever. So this is what a level 3 looks like for outside the waistband. All right? Outside the waistband, level 3. You press the paddle, it goes away. You press that paddle right there, it releases the gun. It locks right there. That's what you press to release the gun. All right? That's a level 3 holster. That's for open carry situation. And that's the best option. The best option other than the level 2. If you can't afford the level 3, and level 3 is what law enforcement carries. The level 2 is sufficient, it's effective for use. Okay? All right, let's jump into the next question here. What is the best gun to purchase for beginners or newbies? All right? Interested in being a gun owner for both women and men. Okay. So the best gun to purchase for a beginner. In my experience, I would say a Taurus. Am I shaking the table too much? A Taurus G3C or G2C. That would be the best option as a new beginner for getting into the gun habits or whatever the case may be, or for their first gun. It's user friendly and budget friendly at the same time, and it works. Okay, a Taurus G3C or a G2C. You have the compact and you have the full size. The compact is usually for concealed carry. The full size is usually for range or home defense. Interested in being a gun owner? Okay. Take the necessary steps to make sure you know how to handle a firearm. Take a safety class. Go with someone to the range, know how to use a gun effective and efficient and safe. Okay? Know the ins and outs of how to handle a firearm safely. For both men and women, I covered that before, but I'm going to cover it again. For women, it's kind of hard to conceal carry because of the garments they wear, clothes, dress, and they're not going to give up their Louis Vuitton or the Dior dress for to conceal carry and so forth. So most women like to purse carry. But when you do that, you want to be able to carry that gun, even if it's a male. Keep that gun covered, the trigger guard covered in a holster. Do not. You can pocket carry, but make sure that gun is in a holster itself. Okay. The pocket carry, I really don't like it because there's no way of securing it whatsoever. It's just in a retention holster. Anyone can just grab it, jump in your pocket and grab it out. A retention holster with a trigger lock is not going to fit in your pocket because it's going to be bulky, right? So you still have the option to conceal carry, right? All right, let me see the other question here. Okay, that's good to know. All right, thank you. I'm trying my best. I'm doing my best to answer all your questions. Okay, another question, another valid question here. All right. Someone asks if you still need a permit. As of today, we are living in a permitless carry state. You do not need a permit to carry a firearm anymore in Florida. Okay? Because we do consider now a permitless carry state. Do you need a permit? Yes, because not having a permit, there is restrictions that you need to know. But if you do sign up to go take a class to get your permit, you will know where and when and how you can carry that firearm. And you'll know the places that are that will restrict you from having your gun on your persons or open carry. Right? So a permit is necessary sometime. And also, if you want to travel outside the state of Florida, you can. For instance, Texas, Kentucky, Philadelphia, those South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, those states you can exercise your right to carry a firearm if you are a concealed holder or a resident of Florida that has a concealed carry permit. Okay? It gives you what you call reciprocity, where you can exercise those rights in a different state. Doesn't have to be the state that you live in, because we have 46 different states that's honor Florida license as we speak. All right. So you don't really need a permit, but if you want to go to a different state, you do need a permit. Okay, let me see here. So you no longer need a license to open carry in Florida. No, you do not need a license to open carry in Florida. All right. You do not need a license to open carry in Florida. Anyone can open carry in Florida, but just be mindful that you cannot be a convicted felon with a gun. Okay, you cannot have any adjudication by the court or any court case pending and carry a firearms. That's a no-no. All right. So let me see here. Um, and a minor can't carry a firearm. You have to be the age of 21 before you can legally own a firearm or carry a gun. All right. If you have any domestic violence case pending, guys that get into domestic violence, please don't, because it restricts you from owning a firearm or carrying one if you feel the need to do so in the future. All right. Domestic violence is not tolerated. All right. All right. Next question. The level 3 Ulster, if I sell those, I can order it for you. I don't sell them. I have a few of them now. If you do want one, you know how to reach me. You know how to link me. You know how to get in touch. But I carry a couple of those. I have a couple of those laying around. But this is the newest one so far. So it tells me that you're thinking about open carrying. All right. And by all means, you have the right to do so. So why not, if that's what you choose to do? Okay. But as I said, just be mindful of where you go and who you go around with the firearm. Boy, I'm thirsty here. Let me take this cover off. Um, Next question here. Let me see it. The questions are coming in, boy. Uh, okay, what do you consider of the pros of open carrying? The pros of open carrying is to have the firearm readily accessible. So it depends on where you are. If you out fishing, camping, or hunting, then it's good to have. Where in before you can go hunting, fishing, or camping with openly carrying a long gun or a sidearm, open carry situation. But now, pros and cons. The pros is you have the gun right there. You don't have to dig under your garments to get it, whatever, if need be. The cons about it is everyone knows you're carrying now because it's openly, everyone can see it. Concealed carry is the best option. Element of surprise. Okay. All right. Okay. Save one for me. Okay, I will do save one for you. Just drop me a link. You know how to reach me. Okay. I will get some training from you. That works too. Feel free. I'm here to educate people or to teach whosoever want to be taught the right way how to handle a firearm. Um, I it's a passion of mine to give back or to educate people on firearms and so forth, on the safety of it. So it's not a big deal to me. I'm willing to give back. I'm willing to help others. All right, next question. Is there any more questions? Okay. All right. So to recap, um, if there's any question, just shoot me a chat or a text message, and I'll put it up on the screen and give a shout out so everyone can see who's asking questions and so forth. Um, I was really expecting a lot more people to be in this live, but because of what happened, the first segment got froze. People jump out of it. I had over maybe 35 going up, and now it's okay. But I appreciate who's here, who's been here with me. I appreciate your support. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you be updated when a new video drops. All right. And again, I appreciate the love and thank you for the support. Um, Next question is how much you charge for a range. The range is it varies. On special day, the range that I go to, they run specials all week. Some days, like Monday, Thursday, and Friday, they run specials. I think Monday before 2 o'clock, you can have what you call a $10 day for range fee. On Wednesdays, ladies shoot free. On Thursdays, if you wear one of their apparels, T-shirt, or anything with their logo, you get a $5 off. Friday is couples night, right? So you and your spouse or whatever can go shoot, and you pay one flat fee for one person because you consider a couple, right? So those are the range charges that I know about where I go to shoot. And these people are really good and friendly, all right? It's called Gun World of South Florida. They are knowledgeable and they are pretty good at what they do. Okay, next question. Do I do gun training and classes? Yes, I do. I do safety classes. I teach beginners. I teach you how to handle your firearm safely. So the link is in the description or the link is in my bio so you can reach me and we can talk about it further on. All right? Um, when you do contact me, then we'll discuss price and everything and how much it costs. It can be an expensive hobby, but it's a lot of fun. All right. I cannot disclose any cost or anything of that sort on a live or over YouTube. So, I have to follow the guidelines. I have to be mindful of the community and so forth. So we can talk off the air or you can DM me privately. Again, thank everyone for tuning in who's been here with me so far. Okay. Any other questions? And did I cover everything, every topic? Or is there anything else that anyone wants to know? Feel free to ask questions. Feel free to make a comment. And shortly, I'll be recapping everything that I've spoken about. So if you missed anything, then you can find out what is what. Okay. Let me see here what's going on. All right. Thank you for the info. Let me put it up on the screen so everyone can see. Okay. Thank you for the information. It's very informative. I try my best. Devin. All right. And hopefully I can do more for the community. I wish more of the guys and the gals will join in. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate the love and support. I'm trying. I'm just one person and a small channel. So I'm doing my best. Okay? And thank you again. I appreciate it. Did I cover everything? Did I meet your expectation? Um, did you gain anything from this live chat? Did you learn anything? All right. So again, as I stated before, that law enforcement is well aware of the date, and we just have to see what's going to happen. We just have to let it play out a little bit because, as I said, it's new. It's going to be new to some people. It's not new to me because I've already tried open carry. I've already opened, excuse me, in another state, in Atlanta. It wasn't a good feeling. I was being followed by law enforcement to ask me if I know what I'm doing. Obviously, if I didn't know what I was doing, I wouldn't be doing it. But that those are the questions that they're going to ask. So please be well versed in the law so you can protect yourself and know your rights. Okay. Once you know your right, no one can take advantage of you in whatever situation you may find yourself in as far as a gun is concerned in Florida. All right. So you can, there's resource out there that you can, florida.gov that deals with guns, or you can go, Google Florida gun laws and so forth, and it will give you all the list of places you cannot carry and places you can carry and how to carry and what's legal from what's not legal. As I said before, I'm not a lawyer. I am not an attorney. I do not work for any law firm. I am my own person. I'm a private person, and I'm just one individual here giving the knowledge to a gun community that supports me, and I'm doing my best. I may not know everything when it comes to the law, but I know enough to educate other people and let them be aware of what to expect when it comes to this open carry situation, because most people already know about the concealed carry and they are well versed with that. Some of the same rules apply. All right. Yes, it was very informative. I remember that I was there. Okay, good. All right. Thank you, Naldo. I appreciate it. I appreciate it, but I appreciate it, man. I know you were there. I know, Naldo, I know you were there. I've seen your texts. I've seen your chats. All right. Hopefully, I was hoping to see most of the guys from my soccer team, but apparently the live chat got smacked down. It was frozen, so most of them it's probably bedtime for them. So who knows? Maybe they could go back and watch it later. But thank you so much for supporting. Thank you so much for being here. And hopefully we can link up and go to the range and have some fun. All right. Thank you again, Aldo. Big up. One love. All right. Let's recap. Let's go over everything that we've covered so far. My final thought, my conclusion. Okay. Um, Again, as I said, prohibited person that are not allowed to have firearms, or minors, okay, convicted felons, um, anyone or any persons that have adjudication by the court, or any person that have any pending domestic violence charges against them in the court. Okay, they're a prohibited person from owning or being around a firearm. Okay, remember, if you do have a firearm in the home, protect those kids, lock the firearm up. Safety is the number one rule when it comes to firearm. Okay, go out and purchase a safe and secure that firearm. All right, keep it away from kids. Point blank. All right. Places you can carry and places you cannot carry. All right. The places you can't carry are private business. Some people may have the sign posted. Some establishments may have the sign posted that no firearms are allowed. That's their policy, not the law. But if they do ask you to leave, again, take into consideration you might want to go put the firearm away, or you want to leave the establishment or the private entity. All right. A public setting, a public entity, you can open carry, you can carry your firearm. No one can do anything about it. All right. Government facility, you're not allowed to carry a firearm. All right. Polling station where they vote and so forth, or large gathering of anybody of Congress or any political party, any branches of government that assemble to have a meeting or anything, no firearms are allowed. All right. Bars that serve more than 50% of their business deal with alcohol, you're not allowed to. Right. Detention center where inmates or prisoners are held, no firearms are allowed. All right. Courthouse, no firearms are allowed. Those are government facilities. All right. Airport is considered federal ground. You cannot carry a firearm on federal ground. Remember, airports or federal grounds, you cannot carry a firearm. Okay. All right. All right. So when it comes to public establishment, um, it's a tricky situation, as we previously discussed. If they see you carrying openly, no one is gonna actually see you carrying concealed. But if they see you carrying openly and they actually leave, please do so. Or be mindful that they can write you a trespass. They can call the police, write you a trespass. And if they write you a trespass with a deadly weapon or an armed trespass, that's considered a misdemeanor. Now that misdemeanor can turn into a felony. All right. So just remember that. All right. So when you do open carry a firearm, take the necessary steps to train yourself. Go to the range, open carry around your house first to see what it's like, to see how it feels, um, if you would do it, and when you want to do it, and how you go about doing it. Okay. And the ulcer of choice is very necessary. A level 2 ulcer, not just a retention ulcer. A retention ulcer is an ulcer that you use to conceal for the retention itself. Does not have a trigger lock on it or a trigger guard lock. A level 2 has a trigger guard lock. This is a level 2, right, with a trigger guard lock and retention. This is a level 3, all right? A level 3 has that little at the top here that flicks down to secure the gun. The beaver tail of the gun or the slide of the gun is locked, and then you have the paddle that you press. Look, the beaver tail is locked in it. I can't get it out until I move it away. Now I can get the gun out. Okay, this is a safe gun again, just to make sure to clarify. Safe gun, no bullets around. All right, safe gun. All right, so this is a level 3 retention holster. All right, and remember, situation awareness. Be mindful of your surrounding, and always keep your hands away from the gun at all times while carrying openly. Even if you're carrying concealed, try not to put your hands on the gun at all right? Because you don't want people to be aware of you carrying. The element of surprise is always the best option. All right. Um, Keep your hands off the gun. We covered that woman struggled to carry. Female in general struggle to carry, and most female are interested in carrying will with purse carry. They will purse carry instead of wearing a gun on their hip out in the public or carrying it concealed anywhere on their body, unless it's a leg carrier, some for or bra carry, because they have those kind of holsters for bras and for legs for small compact guns. All right. Um, One person asked me the question, am I going to open carry? Yes, I am going to open carry to and from the range when I'm teaching a class. All right. Or when I'm, if I choose to exercise the right to open carry, I may try it in Florida to see what it's like, so I can give you a feedback of how it is. I may also video it so you can see what people think and what their thought process is regarding the situation. Because as I said, people are going to be anxious, people are going to have anxiety, people are going to be depressed over it, and people are afraid of what they don't know. So you just have to be well versed in the law in your state and how you go about carrying a firearm. Okay. Um, for me, the best option will be concealed carry. As I said, if I'm teaching a class, yes, I will exercise the right to open carry, so I don't have to keep taking off my battle belt and so forth, whatever. Um, to expose my firearm, you got to be mindful that the bad guy will try to disarm you again. All right. Do not let the bad guy disarm you. Do not arm the bad guys because it will go sideways. All right. So just be mindful. Always check your shoulders. Always be aware of your surrounding, and always be aware of somebody wants to do you bodily harm to come and take your gun. Now you have to have those type of fighting skills to fight someone off if they try to disarm you. It's not an easy thing. All right. Many of us don't take self-defense class, so we don't know what to do in situations like those. So if you do choose to open carry, make sure you have some form of self-defense skills that you can exercise if and when it comes to that situation where someone is trying to disarm you. With that being said, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being a part of this live. All those who are here that supports me 100%, I appreciate the love and support. Until the next time, see ya. Stay safe, train, stay strapped. BP Armory coming back at you very soon. All right, thanks.